They left everything behind for a chance at a better life, but most never made it. The Oregon Trail was filled with danger, disease, and death at every turn. Today, we're revealing the shocking truths no one talks about. So stick around, because what you're about to learn will forever change how you see American history. History isn't always clean or pretty. We're diving into the raw, the unfiltered, the disgusting reality behind one of America's most infamous journeys. If you love gritty history and the kind of stories they don't teach in school, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Grab your water bottle and pray it's clean, because things are about to get rough. Chasing dreams and reality. In the mid-1800s, thousands of people from all walks of life left their homes and headed west. What drove them? Opportunity. Some were chasing gold. Others, a fresh start, the promise of land. The California gold rush in 1849 was a powerful lure. Rumors of untold riches spread fast. People like Luzena Wilson packed up their lives and joined the migration, but not everyone was after gold. In 1850, the U.S. government passed the Oregon Donation Land Act, offering 320 acres of free land to settlers. For those trapped by the rigid systems back east, this was their shot at freedom. Some even claimed land and returned east, securing their family's future. But dreams were one thing. Reality was another. Scorching sun, bitter cold, starvation, diseases lurking at every bend. Families were forced to abandon cherished belongings just to survive. Some struck gold, some claimed rich soil, but many found nothing but hardship. Even reaching the destination didn't guarantee peace. For many, carving out a home in the Wild West meant losing everything first. Packing for survival. Packing for the Oregon Trail wasn't just difficult, it was a matter of life or death. Only what fit in the wagon came with you. Essential foods like flour, bacon, dried fruit, and coffee made the cut. But luxuries? They were tossed aside within days. Luzena Wilson shared how pots and kettles, once considered necessities, became burdens abandoned by the roadside. For Harriet Scott Palmer, only 11 years old, the hardest part wasn't physical. It was emotional, leaving loved ones behind, even the family dog. Packing was about survival, not comfort. Heavy furniture? Gone. Sentimental keepsakes? Left in the dirt. Even extra clothes had to be sacrificed. Overpacking slowed you down. Underpacking left you starving. Successful travelers learned fast. Bring tools, preserved food, medical supplies. Everything else? Dead weight. The emotional weight? Even heavier. Every step forward meant letting go of things, people, and the life they once knew. The deadly threat of disease. As if the terrain wasn't brutal enough, disease was the deadliest enemy of all. 6 to 10% of all pioneers died on the trail. The biggest killer? Cholera, a waterborne illness that could strike suddenly and kill within hours. J. Henry Brown wrote about the day his father died. With no doctor around, they had no choice but to bury him by the trail and keep moving. This was common. Dysentery, measles, pneumonia. They spread quickly in cramped wagons with no sanitation. Even a minor fever could turn fatal. Infected water, no rest, no medicine. If you got too sick to walk, you might be left behind. Graves lined the trail, silent reminders of the lives lost on the journey west. Yet still, they pressed on, because hope was stronger than fear. When food runs low, food was life, and running out meant starvation. Some families, like Newton G. Finley's, brought well-stocked wagons. Others, not so lucky. Fresh milk was a rare luxury. But Luzena Wilson's family brought a cow, providing milk few could dream of. When supplies ran low, pioneers turned to hunting. Buffalo, deer, antelope, whatever they could find. Sarah Bird recalled the sight of massive buffalo herds and how her family roasted meat with a simple tin reflector. Trading posts like Fort Laramie were a blessing, but not all made it in time. Some pioneers were wasteful early on, treating the trail like a picnic. Later, starvation, when the game ran out. They boiled leather, ate roots, or even risked poisonous plants. The smart ones adapted because only the resourceful survived. Natural dangers and wildfire. The Oregon Trail wasn't just long. It was dangerous in ways few could imagine. Pioneers faced treacherous rivers, steep mountains, and unpredictable weather. The Platte River in Wyoming was among the most feared. During spring runoff, the current turned deadly. Luzena Wilson described a failed crossing. The river swept away her family's provisions and drowned their animals. They watched helplessly as their livelihood disappeared beneath the water. But it wasn't just rivers. Wildlife posed a threat too. While wolves and bears prowled the plains, it was bison herds that caused true chaos. Sarah Bird remembered the terror of a stampede. The ground shook, the sky turned to dust, and men scrambled to protect the camp. Even small creatures were deadly. Rattlesnakes struck without warning. Mosquitoes spread sickness, tormenting weary travelers at night. Every mile was a gamble. Surviving the trail wasn't just about stamina. It took courage, cunning, and a whole lot of luck. The pioneers who made it, they didn't just endure the land, they outwitted it. A trail marred by death. The Oregon Trail was a path of dreams, but it was also a road of death. An estimated 20,000 to 30,000 people died along the way, from disease to accidents, from drownings to wagon mishaps. Death came in many forms. J. Henry Brown and Absam Hardin told the story of Richard Harvey, an 8-year-old boy who fell from a wagon and was crushed beneath the wheels, buried in a boot box. The caravan moved on the next day. There was no time to mourn. Graves dotted the trail, one every mile by some estimates. In 2015, archaeologists uncovered the remains of 2 women and a child, a rare glimpse into lives lost and nearly forgotten. Most burials were quick, makeshift, wooden planks, scraps of cloth, simple stone markers soon reclaimed by the land. Children and the elderly were especially at risk. Weak from poor nutrition, cold, and injury, even minor wounds could become fatal. Falls, gun misfires, animal attacks, constant threats. Still, they pressed on. Because to stop meant to lose everything. Every grave was a reminder of what it cost to believe in the American dream. Fear and reality. Encounters with Native Americans. Many pioneers feared violent encounters with Native tribes, but the truth, far more complicated. Though rumors of massacres stoked fear, most interactions were actually peaceful. Tribes like the Cheyenne and Shoshone often traded food, horses, and supplies. Luzena Wilson remembered her fear, but her family's first encounter was marked by curiosity, not violence. Peter H. Burnett noted how many tribes took pride in their peaceful approach, refusing to harm travelers. Ironically, the real threat was from the pioneers themselves. They overgrazed land, hunted too much game, and destroyed forests. Tensions rose, not from aggression, but from disruption. Yes, conflicts occurred, but often they were the result of broken agreements, misunderstood customs, or violated territory. As the number of settlers grew, Native communities were pushed aside, both physically and culturally. And the worst devastation? Disease. Settlers unknowingly brought measles, smallpox, and other illnesses. With no immunity, some tribes lost entire villages in weeks. While the Oregon Trail offered promise to some, for Native Americans, it marked the beginning of irreversible loss. The Oregon Trail wasn't just a route west, it was a crucible of suffering, strength, and survival. Every step tested the will of those who dared to chase something greater. Some found land, some found gold, many found only hardship, but all of them left behind a story, one that shaped the American frontier. And if you were captivated by these hidden truths, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the gritty side of history. Do you have a historical event you'd like us to explore? Drop it in the comments. We're listening. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the past.